Okay, so I'm here with the one of the greatest arm wrestlers of all time. Okay, so since my channel is about philosophy, I want to ask Devon a following question: Is there any philosophy to arm wrestling?
Oh yes, there absolutely is.
What is the idea that it embodies?
There's two central philosophies.
Okay.
Yeah, based off of the philosophies are reflected in style and technique.
Okay.
The first philosophy is getting someone to chase you. This is a position of power. The power position is getting someone to reach for you, beckoning them to come to you.
Okay.
Anyone who reaches for another is in a lower power level.
Okay.
Yes. So if you can get someone to reach for you the same way that a cat will chase a string, a cat chases for a piece of string that's just out of reach.
Okay.
Humans will do the same thing, and this is a philosophical tactic. You get someone to chase you, and in this process, you can take advantage of it.
So the degree of attention determines how important you are in sport. Is that?
No, it's not got to do with that. It has to do with a certain ability. It has to do with a certain technical prowess.
Well,
an ability to climb.
Okay.
Yes, the power position is in height. It's a upwards spiral, and people think about where is the strength originating in arm wrestling. The strength is originating in two places.
Okay.
There's two philosophies. The first philosophy is the ability to climb, because the one who's higher, the other one sometimes chases this person, and if you chase someone who's higher than you, they can destroy you.
Okay.
Technically.
All right.
Yeah.
So what determines your ability to climb? This is not just
strength,
the physical strength, right?
Strength, genetic, and technique.
Okay. So one more question that I want to ask you.
Well, there's another one. So
Okay.
The thing is, there's a balancing philosophy.
But just one follow-up question.
Yeah.
Okay. So the genetics that determines your physical abilities needs to also feed your mental health, right? You also need genetics to be mentally equipped, right?
Absolutely.
So what is your edge in this case?
Obsession.
Okay.
Yeah. Obsession. I think it's. I'm very simple. When it comes to my mental makeup, I'm very sad. I know what satisfies me, and it's like I know what I enjoy, and I don't waste a lot of energy in my life doing other things. I do this. I fell in love with strength when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I've just been chasing strength my whole life. Strength and combat. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the same degree of obsession in Eastern European athletes? Or is that like concentrated, focused obsession more a Western thing, a Western temperament thing?
I would never want to generalize Eastern, Western. There's athletes.
But there's always a talk about it, how the temperaments and styles differ across culture.
I don't know that obsession differs.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Eastern athletes or Western athletes are less obsessed.
Okay.
For sure there are cultural differences. I don't know that obsession is limited to a certain geography.
Okay.
I think that obsession can more be found in certain demographics of the population.
Okay.
I think when people are satiated, this can make your obsession fail. As long as you stay hungry, and a lot of that comes from childhood too. I think if you're given everything you want, I think that generally these people aren't as crazy. I think you have to be a little bit crazy. Yeah.
And the second.
The second, okay, so the first strategy, technical philosophy mindset is to be chased, okay, and the other one is the art of surprise, and that is when you are somewhere before your opponent even understands what's going on. So you have an ability to establish a position that you can root before they even understand what's going on. Okay? So they're actually, it is a form of chase, it's a trap.
Okay.
So these two theories are contradictory, surprise and rising.
Okay.
It's basically, the division is forward and back.
Okay.
In combat sport, you're either moving forward or back. Back is chasing, getting the person to come to you. Coming forward is surprise. You're already there. You already have your position locked. You already have them blocked in.
All right. So is that the element of surprise?
Yeah.
Is that something that you rationally prepare for, or is it something that is ingrained in your intuitive skills? Is it something that comes from your body, as in your intuition, as in your visceral part of your psyche, let's say? Because what I'm getting to is that I think that it is not something that you can really sit down and learn. It is something that can be considered a gift.
Oh, you can absolutely learn it.
You can learn it. Okay.
100%.
So you can acquire that intuition that you have. I can do it.
I would say that there's more learned parts than there are that you're born with.
All right. So you don't believe that nature trumps nurture?
Well, it's good when they work together.
Okay.
For sure, it's good when they work together. But if I had a piece of clay, I would rather have something that I could work on and work on and work on, rather than the piece of clay that does nothing.
Okay, so you want malleable.
Yeah. You're gonna learn to. Yeah. Of course. There's I always say that in arm wrestling, if you have like a dedicated arm wrestler, say he arm wrestles for 10 years, and genetically we'll say he's very unimpressive.
So you do recognize that there is that part.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, because there's this narrative that there's no such thing as human nature. Everyone is a blank slate.
Oh no.
So that you do recognize that someone just might not be talented.
Absolutely.
Okay. So okay. So I thought you did not.
No. I absolutely recognize talent. Yeah.
So we are not blank slates.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
No, not at all. But the ability to become something, there's a lot. You can do a lot. Like, look at Matt Mask. I mean, not everybody's born like that,
Okay.
But the thing is if you say Matt Mask never ever trained for arm wrestling a day in his life, and then you have a guy like Sasha Andreev, okay?
Right.
Sasha Andreev all trained up is going to beat Matt Mask.
Yeah, well, I understand it, but when it comes to genetics, you start to measure whether you have a potential to become a first. You might be a good chess player, you might become an international master, but you will never be a Magnus Carlsen if you don't have that something that you cannot just explain with your upbringing. So, do you think that, for example, Magnus Carlsen is just someone who was just disciplined, or there is this magic?
I will say that obsession goes a long way, a very long way, and do not ever discount it, especially now, more than ever now, people have an ability to shape themselves regardless of their genetics.
Right, that obsession, we know from science that dopamine system is also genetic. So
yes,
isn't that ability to
of course.
be obsessed?
Yes,
because, people
of course. So you need to be born with obsession.
Yeah, right.
I think this is
with
probably,
the ability to be
this
obsessed.
is probably the most important genetic trait.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So because it doesn't lose its relevance.
Right.
You don't become desensitized.
You need to love very deeply, and that's
right.
a genetic trait, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So the last question, then, and we'll leave you alone. Okay. So, would you say that in 21st century, where modern sport is requires some supplements and pancakes maybe and stuff, do you think that in 21st century you can be a professional athlete and be healthy in a conventional sense? Healthy as in how healthiness is understood in public consciousness. Can you be totally healthy as a professional athlete?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Now, I'll say that, especially depending on the division. If you are in a weight division, I would say absolutely, no question, because the real crazy stuff starts to happen in the open weight division. The open weight division, there's no limit to how far you can go. Like, you can continue to just stack on horsepower. So yeah, that can take things.
There's this arms race, like a prisoner's dilemma stuff. If he does it, I will do it. I don't know whether he will do it, so I will do it too. And then it's like an
this is in all competition, all sport. People are always trying to get forward, whether it's through training, nutrition, any way that they can get better, right? And now there's just more. There's more option. There's more knowledge. There's more of everything. I've had the best year of my career, probably the last for my whole life. And I'm 48. And a lot of that is based off of medical stuff.
Right.
So So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and
but I would say that I'm much healthier now as well. So I mean, there's a lot of times people think, you know, there's a negative connotation put off of, you know, a lot of the lines that are drawn. But I mean, if you look at stuff like stem cell and like genetic engineering that's going on, I predict that, you know, maybe not my generation, but probably my kids' generation, you are going to see world champions who are 80,
okay,
90, and are just complete monsters. Like, you're going to see an 80-year-old athlete that is so specialized, and like what we consider a black belt now, I mean, the future, you might have people who are so skilled, so specialized, still healthy, still functional, and continuing to gain and push forward for decades, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
So, just one thing, if we circle back to the question about, you know, supplements and pharmacological intervention. Is there such thing in sports where you lose a match and you privately think, well, he did it more, that's why he won?
Well, that would be a weak mindset.
But is that a thing?
Well, it would be a thing
where like he literally risked his life. He took heavy stuff. He risked his life, and he won.
This is choices that everyone must make, and I mean, you look at winning and losing in life, and you need to think, okay, I'm going to win in life, okay, and maybe winning in life doesn't mean that you're going to die after an arm wrestling match, okay?
Right. Okay.
You know, you want to live your very best life, okay? And I would say to anyone, you want to live as long as you possibly can, okay? Do you want to die?
Because you did mention that.
Well, yeah, I have look, I don't have a problem with anything that anybody does. I don't.
Okay.
Like, I am happy. I'm actually inspired by people who sacrifice, okay? I think it's inspiring. However,
so you would not be demotivated if someone
I'm not
because
no. In no way am I demotivated. I just feel sad for them because they're losing their life, or they're giving too much of their life for something that they shouldn't. Like, to me, look, if the price tag was $5 billion, okay, fucking go die. Yeah, die. Right now, the arm wrestling sport, like, to me, it wouldn't be worth giving your life for a match. It wouldn't.
Okay.
It wouldn't be.
But have you seen that happen? Are there people who will do it? Because you kind of implied it.
Well, we've seen it.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
You won't specify?
Well, it's obvious. I mean, if anybody's following the sport, you know what people have done, and like, I don't need to say it on a video. Anybody who's paying attention to sport know that people have gone to places where they have basically exploded their body.
Is that person in the room?
Yeah, obvious fucking Dennis. Yes, we know. Okay, so, but I don't care. Look, I'm happy for Dennis.
Yeah, but does that downgrade him? That we know this fact?
It doesn't
downgrade it in his
status. No, it doesn't. To me, it's
so it's okay.
It's okay. Totally okay. He can do whatever he wants. I'm just saying, I personally think that it's much wiser to look at the entire picture.
But how are you going to put up with this when you know in your head, well,
I'm going to beat him. I'll beat him.
Okay, yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll beat him. And the thing, here's the thing. Look, there's a correct way to do things. Your body doesn't want to die, okay?
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you're irresponsible, okay, it's not a long-term strategy. Everything in life, I would say, when you pick your goals, okay, I mean, look, there's a time to risk it all.
Yeah.
There is. But most of the time, you want to have a long-term vision. Okay, so you want to be looking into the future as far as possible.
Yeah, there's life behind sport.
Right.
Be honest.
There is. And look, and sport can go a long time. What I'm saying is, I believe that you can compete in sport for a very long time.
Okay. So longevity. So longevity is better than spasmodic. Just like a very short victory. Like
these are very personal choices. Everybody can make. You can choose how do you want to structure your career.
You prefer to look at longevity.
I love to be alive. I really love to live. I really enjoy life, okay? I would be very hesitant to do something where I thought it was burning the candle so fast that I'm not actually going to enjoy my life the way I want.
Okay.
I have taken a lot of risk in my life, okay? I was a soldier for 20 years. I did special operations for 16 years. I risked my life over and over and over and over, you know? But to me, that's why I say, I think it's cool when people do, okay? I personally think that, look, there's a reasonable level a reasonable level. Okay, do people continue to push that? Yes, they do. As sport moves forward, people push more and more and more, and it will always be that way until people put rules and like until there's actual solid testing. It will until there's actually boundaries put in place. People will always push it.
Okay.
But it's such a difficult question.
Do you support the the officiation of those boundaries?
100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
you do.
100%. I think that it's a great step forward for the sport if we do it. I think it's difficult. I think it comes with a lot of money, okay, problems, okay. And the thing is people will it becomes. People always say, okay, when you start to do testing, it becomes an IQ test.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like people can.
You can, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, but the
Evade,
thing is,
right?
Yeah, of course. Now, there's a lot of ways you can go about this. Look, the thing that I consider, what do you want your kids to do? Okay. Okay.
So there's this big picture. that
What
you've got here.
would you like your children to inherit?
Okay.
Right? Would you prefer an open sport where, you know, to be a champion in the open weight division, you must fucking take 20 years off your life? Or would you like them to inherit a sport where, yes, the level's not quite as high, but you will live your whole... I think this is a better sport.
Okay.
This is better. But is it manageable? I think it is. Is it achievable right at this moment?
Okay.
Probably. We're probably getting very close.
So if an athlete is not asking for those boundaries, then you can say that this fact is telling a lot about that person. Even if
I
you're
don't
not
know that the athlete. Oh, listen.
asking as
my
if you're not in
entire
favor.
career,
Right.
I have asked. Okay, if you go back,
Okay.
I have
So
asked.
you're on record.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But the thing is you cannot. If you choose to step into the arena, don't complain about the arena that you step into.
Okay.
Like if you are coming in to fight, understand that the rule system that you fight under, and be prepared to fight, and don't make excuses afterwards. Know your arena and be prepared to win and fight in it. You know.
Okay.
I have like I don't care. As a friend. Okay. And people have this thing. Oh, you hate Dennis. Okay, it's more confusing than that. I actually really like Dennis. Okay, I want to see Dennis live.
Okay.
I would like to see Dennis be an old man.
Okay.
This is why I say things.
You don't want him to be like a standard of what it means to be successful. Okay.
No.
Got it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with your match. I won't lie. I support you. Okay.